In this video, we'll briefly introduce increasing and decreasing functions. Increasing and decreasing are graphical properties, and they're pretty much what they say on the tin. So here's a function, x cubed minus 3x squared. And think of a function as a book. So you start on the left and you read it from left to right. And as you read, as you go left to right, you see this point is increasing. It's increasing. It's increasing. Now, as we read left to right, the function is decreasing, decreasing. Now, as we read left to right, the function is increasing. So we talk about increasing and decreasing functions, but most functions will have parts where they're increasing and parts where they're decreasing. And increasing and decreasing functions aren't something we want to talk about extensively because we don't have the resources to study increasing and decreasing functions. That's really a calculus exercise. But let's use these to introduce a definition. This point at 0, 0 is something like a maximum value. And I'm using maximum here in the standard English language sense, something like a greatest value. Now, it's not literally a maximum value of this function. You see, we get above it. Here's the 0.3, 0.248. 2.616. This is a point that is higher than 0, 0. So what I mean when I say it's something like a maximum, we're going up, the function is increasing, increasing, increasing. It reaches this, and now all of a sudden it's decreasing again. And that's a maximum like property. You're going up, you hit some kind of maximum value, and then you come back down. Similarly, this point at 2, -4 is something like a minimum. It's not literally a minimum value because the graph gets below it. Like this point at -1.18, -5.82. That's below 2, -4. But again, it has minimum like behavior. We're going down, we're going down, we're going down. The function is decreasing. It hits a minimum, And now it's bouncing up again. And this motivates or gives the definition we're going to be looking at for the next little bit. A local maximum is a point where the graph of a function stops increasing and starts decreasing. So like that, this is a local maximum, or that's a local maximum, or that's a local maximum. And we define the local minimum in a very analogous way. It's a point where a graph stops decreasing and starts increasing. Like that. We see we are decreasing, we're decreasing, and we reach a minimum or a minimum length point, and now we're increasing. Or like this, or like this. The details don't matter. What matters is that we're decreasing, and at this point, we stop decreasing and start increasing. Collectively, these are the local extrema. And finding local extrema is also really a calculus exercise, like determining whether a graph is increasing or decreasing, except that our calculator will talk about local extrema for us. I mean, I should have said our calculator will find local extrema for us, so it makes sense to talk about them in this class.